All right, good morning. Welcome to Big Ball Day. Let's just do a couple shoulder rolls, opening up that chest. Bend those knees a bit, rounding and extending and opening, getting movement through the spine. Bring your hands down, roll through a cat, inhale through a cow, big deep breath in, and then one more time. This time when you reach down, you're going to grab that ball, and we're just going to lift it up. We're just going to widen our stance, and we're just doing a nice little squat here. Do your best to have your arms really straight. You can even add a little squeeze at the top or the bottom to get a little tricep action. And then you can drop the ball and pick it up just for entertainment purposes. And then if you want, you could slam it a little harder so that it bounces up and you have to stand up. Bounce it and lift. Bounce it and lift. Last one. And release. Bring that ball underneath you and sit nice and tall. All right. So keep in mind, you want to stay safe on the ball. You don't want your feet on a mat in front of you. Barefooted or in shoes is better than socks unless they have the nubs under them. Pull those shoulders up, back, and down a couple times. Pull your abs in. Imagine that string suspending you from the ceiling. It's as if you're lifting up out of your hips. You could even press down on those quads and see how that feels. Last thing to remember, if I have a wide base of support with my feet, it's going to make my life a little easier, a little more balanced. What's that? And if I bring my feet together, it's going to be a little more challenging. So most of the time we'll be hip distance apart. So let's just stay there for now, and let's just start a little hip rocking. So it's as if just my hips are doing cat-cow. So booty sticks out. I'm going to go ahead and turn sideways. Booty sticks out behind you, and then it rolls under. Stick it out and roll it under. So pelvic movement, a little bit of abs, a little bit of spinal extension in that lower back. And again, doesn't have to articulate all the way up the spine, just those hips. And then come to center. And then we'll just try a little side to side movement. And then let's put those together. So we're going to go back, side, forward, side. And then that becomes 4 points, and you can make it a circle. And notice which way you're going. And let's reverse it. Side, back, other side, forward, and then make that circular. So just really getting a good opening through those lower body muscles, pelvis, and then relax. All right, we're going to straighten those legs out in front of us. And then all we'll do is just bend the knees until the knees come over the heels. Abs are in, you're on an incline, shoulders back and down. If you open your arms, it should increase the intensity. Lower those hands, you're going to move 1 inch up. Hold, exhale, hinge back 1 inch. And again, arms can be out. So it's just a baby roll up or roll down. Arms could be overhead in a V, or they could be all the way overhead in that I position, but abs are in, ribs are down. Very small movement. 2 more. And then as always, we're going to hold it in that extended position, abs in, ribs in. Do me a favor, bring your right hand down and lift your right knee for a moment. Little challenge. And then bring that down. Other arm, other leg, trying to be tabletop and down. And again. And you're trying to lift that shin basically parallel to the ground. One more each side. And roll up. Give me a little flop, stretch out that low back. Then come back up, sitting tall. And then once again, we're going to slide out. But this time, we're trying to get to a place where our head is off the ball, but our hips are maybe still supported. 2 fingertips to the back of the head for support. We're avoiding this, and we're avoiding pulling on the neck. Deep breath in. On the exhale, with your chin tucked, allow your head to drop back. Ribs pop up on the, sorry, that was the inhale. On the exhale, close the ribs together to lift yourself up. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, ribs close down and together. And I'm keeping my elbows nice and wide, right? So I'm not pulling on my head at all. Negative to neutral. Negative meaning my head goes lower than my heart. Neutral meaning my head comes even. If you want a little more challenge, crisscross the wrist, cradle your head in between your biceps so that you've got that long lever overhead, a little extra challenge. If you want to add on again, when you come up, you lift one knee. If you can get to where we were a minute ago, tabletop, that's awesome. If that doesn't work for you, don't worry about it. And don't forget the up and over part though. And then stay here. Widen those knees just a little bit. Drop back, come up, and as you come up, rotate toward the front. Come back to center, drop back, come up, rotate to the back to center, up and over, up and rotate, center, down and up, and just continue that, couple more. Hold in center for a moment, let your head relax. And then final option, you turn that into a fluid movement and you bring one leg up but toward this elbow, but don't bring your elbow across your body. And other side. And last time, we're going to roll all the way out. So now our head is supported. That should feel good. Oh, arms out, relaxing. So upper body gets to completely relax. Chest is open. And then we see if we can lift a heel. I don't know if y'all can see me in a heel. If you can lift a heel, can you lift a foot? If you can lift a foot, can you lift a knee? If you can lift a knee, can you lift a leg? And the challenge is what's happening here. Did the booty sink down? Try and keep that up even as you extend a leg. And of course, the final option, if you're able to extend a leg up, draw a circle on the ceiling. And when you have had enough of that, mosey your way back up on top of the ball. And then we're just going to play for a second. See if you could lift your heels off the ball and find that balance. Hands can be up or they can be on the ball. Oops. Mm-hmm. Very nice. And relax. All right. We are coming off that ball. We're going to come onto our mat, but very much toward the back of the room. And again, your mat might be folded up once or twice because we're going to be using that to support our knees initially. So as you come down, you're on your knees. And we're going to make ourselves as small as possible. Elbows are really close to the thighs. Ball is very close to the face. Arms are completely folded. Oh, I'm going to knock this table over. And then we're going to start to roll forward. Toes go up in the air, so you're not on your kneecaps, you're on the fronts of your thighs. And then you start extending your body out, abs in, ribs in, long straight line, plank. Pull it all in like a pike, right? So you extend out, abs in, ribs in, pull the belly button in as you come back. Stretching it out, toes in the air, and pulling it back. Last one, reach it out, find your beautiful plank, hold for 4, abs in 3, 2, and 1. Put that ball underneath your belly button and let your body relax over it. All right, so that's our flop. And we're going to come forward a little bit so that the ball comes underneath our hips. And then we're going to press up. Getting a nice little spinal extension, using those arms to get there. A little more challenge, a little more on the back, just fingertips here. And finally, if you want, arms up. Then bring your hands back and see if you could just lift your right leg. If you need to put the opposite hand down, that's fine. Lift your left leg after the right one comes down. Again, you can do the opposite hand down. And then keep your legs down. Do one arm up and then the other. And one arm and the other. And then, of course, your challenge is, can you add an opposite leg? And again, hand is on the ball, but if you need to, you could put the opposite hand down and be there. All right, and then we're going to come forward even a little more so the hips end up being the highest point. Bring your feet together, and now here we are, working those same low back muscles, but what we call reverse hyperextension. And then we're going to roll back and curl for a moment, get that flop, stretch out that low back. You can even walk the hands a little to one side. And then we come right back out to where we were, with those hips being the highest point of your body. Put your hands close together so thumbs are only about an inch or two apart. And then shift until your shoulders are over those hands. But make sure that you have at least about a foot between your hands and the ball. Then bring your legs up, parallel position. You can flex through the heels or you can point the toes. Perfect plank. But we're going to bend the elbows and drop the upper body in a push-up and then press it away. As my upper body comes down, my lower body goes up equally. So it's a perfect little seesaw motion. You don't want to leave the feet hanging. They go up as much as your head comes down. A little more challenge would be to walk the hands further. So you're going to have more body weight to press away. and then just hold this. So we should be in a beautiful solid plank. Pull your abs in, tuck the booty a little bit. Stay there if that feels nice and solid. A little more challenge, you walk your hands forward so the ball rolls underneath, down towards your thighs, maybe your knees. And again, pressing away with strength, shoulders out of your ears. Make sure the knees aren't floppy, they are strong and straight. You want a little more, hands go even farther forward. And then we slide that ball maybe underneath our shins, pressing away in that upper body, almost feeling like you're starting a pike. Abs in, belly button pulled in, tailbone tucked under. I think I would roll off stage, but you could go a little bit further so the ball rolls down right towards your ankle. And when you're ready, however you want to get there, you flop back. Jeez. And then the last thing we'll do from this prone position, we're going to go back to where we were when our legs were down and we did one arm, one leg. You have that option. Or, for a little extra challenge, all four limbs. So that's your Superman. And then finally, flop one more time. Woo. All right. So your mat, if it was folded in quarters, maybe fold it in half. And then sit on the mat so that you're on the mat, but the ball is off. And then we're going to roll down. Legs on top of the ball, hips at the very bottom of the fold of the mat. Relax for a moment. Palms up. As you're here, gently press the elbows, the knuckles, the shoulders, back of the head into the ground. Feel those back of the body muscles engaged. And then hands by your side, not underneath your hips, but beside you. Press into your hands and lift your hips up in your first bridge. If this feels unstable, walk your feet further. You want more challenge, walk your feet together. You want more challenge, hover your hands. You want a little more challenge, you might put your hands back down. One leg goes up and down 3 times. And of course, the other leg. And then bring that down. Option to stay there, or if you want a little more, you're going to roll the ball towards you till your feet, the whole foot, is on the ball, kind of at maybe a 1 o'clock position, and then lift up again. Closer my feet are, the more challenge. Hovering the hands, more glute and hammy. Hands down, option to lift and lower one leg. 3 times, and of course the other. And then down. Option to stay there, or final option, roll the ball so close it's almost touching your hamstrings. Heels are on top of the ball. That's the only thing that's touching. Hands down, deep breath in, exhale, press it up. Again, everything together, more challenge, hands up. Woo, big challenge. Lift and lower one leg 3 times if you want. And then relax everything down, roll back out, starting position, palms up. But not for long. So now we go into our hamstring and then glute series. So I'm going to bend my knees. Actually, not yet, sorry. I'm going to lift my hips back in that bridge. Then I'm going to bend my knees. If your feet are apart and you want more action, come down, walk the feet and the knees to touch. And now with those knees touching, you're going to feel those medial hamstrings a little more. Keep the hips lifted. Option to extend your right leg up in the air and do this with just your left for 5. And then switch feet. Then both legs for 2. And relax. Woo! Hammy, hammy, hammy. We'll stretch them in a moment. Finishing off this series, we're going to roll the ball close to us. Feet are here, knees are together, hopefully. Lift up in your bridge, shoulders back and down. Lower your hips either part of the way or all the way and lift up and down and up. Last one and relax. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Lie here passively, palms open. Then roll the ball so it's mostly under your left leg off to the left. And bring that right knee gently in. Grab behind your hamstring. Take a moment. You can bring that knee a little closer. And then bring that knee across towards your left shoulder. While it's there, maybe you can rest your right heel on that left thigh. Roll the left leg back to center. As you do so, slide the right heel further left. Stack it up, bend the left knee. So now I'm in that thread the needle position. The more I bend the left knee, the deeper the stretch. I'm trying to keep my knee above my hip, not way off to the side. I'm trying to keep my shin fairly parallel to the ground. A little different version of your piriformis stretch. And then cross the knee all the way over. Maybe that left leg can come a little closer. Right arm to the side. Let the knees gently go to the left, but support them with your left hand. So you get that stretch, not a full twist. And back through center. Uncross. Let the right leg hang out on the ball. Left knee comes in. Nice and gentle at first. And you can begin to pull it towards the right shoulder and in. Let the heel rest on your right thigh. Bend that right knee as you bring everything back to center. Cross the left ankle further over and end up in that thread the needle position. If your knee is way off to the left, see if you can bring it a little more over the hip. And then bring that knee all the way over. Let the knees come to the right, but support them with your right hand. And then back to center. Woo, take a moment. And then bring that ball between your legs. Lift it up and hand it off to your hands. All right, deep breath in. Exhale, float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Inhale, arms go overhead. And exhale down. So it's just our ab prep exercise. And if you want to play a little bit, when that ball comes overhead, you bounce it, catch it, and then come back. And your head, neck, and shoulders can stay down as always for cervical issues or osteoporosis, or you can lift. Last one. overhead, leave that ball, holding on to it, squeeze the arms for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then bring that ball right above you again, legs tabletop. Deep breath in, float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground, arms extend, legs go the other way, tap the ball to the knees. Inhale to reach, and exhale to tap. Inhale to reach, and exhale to tap. Option, inhale, reach. Instead of tapping, go an inch higher and hand off to your calves, and then extend. And then go get it. I had a little disaster there. And reach. Go hand it off and reach. Go get it and reach. And final option, you stay in tabletop, roll the ball to your ankles, then to your knees, and then extend. Come up, it's like a teaser, ankles, knees, and extend. You're going to do 2 more of whatever you're doing. And then you hold the last one with the ball in between your legs or your arms, doesn't matter. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, soles of the feet together, ball rests for a moment. And then ball goes between those thighs and you give it a squeeze. And depending on how slippery your tights are, you might have to hold it in place. But as you squeeze that ball, you should feel some action in your abs. And you're going to lift those legs tabletop, still squeezing the ball. Arms out, bend them at the elbow, press those fingertips into the ribs, deep breath in, exhale, pull them down. Pelvic tilt, inhale as the legs move away from the body. Exhale, bring them up, no movement in the ribs, right? Ribs stay flat, low back stays the same distance from the ground. Toe touch. You can toe touch or you can flex to the heels. You can do one on the way down, one on the way up. If you want a little more action, long lever, ball goes between those ankles, lift and lower. And then again, we're going to take a little break. Soles of the feet together, ball rests on your belly. And then up we go. Ball between your ankles or at your calves, legs straight or bent, side to side. If you want to, you can turn that into a little circle. Just make sure you reverse your circle every time. And then we take a break. Ball back on your tummy as you let your right knee drop in, left leg drop open. Stretch for the front of the right thigh. And back up through center, left knee drops in, right leg drops open. And then back to center. All right, little challenge here. Ball on your ankles, not between. And you're going to try and roll up without dropping the or kicking the ball. Just a couple. And then next time you come up, go ahead, put your feet down. Scoot so that you're sitting on your sit bones, sit tall. Knees might be bent or straight depending on your flexibility. Press your hands into the ball to feel that spine grow very tall. Shoulders out of your ears, flex to your toes, and give it a little hinge forward. As you're hinging, you're going to try and press down so that you're lifting up out of your hips as you roll forward. So spine stays tall with the help of the ball. And bring that back. All right, we are coming onto our knees now. And that ball is resting up against your right hip. Lean into it. Take the left leg in front, right leg behind, and then maybe straighten them out if that's okay with you. I'm going to keep my right hand on the ball for now and lift my left arm up and behind my head without rolling it forward. And then press up. Keep that elbow wide. If you want a little more, extend that top arm. A little more, fingertips on the bottom arm. A little more, bottom arm rests on your shoulder or straight. Two more. Lift and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we'll just let that ball flop, or let ourselves flop over that ball. We're going to stay here, but this time we're going to stack our feet up and put our right hand down on the ground for support. And then we're going to lift that top leg, that left leg, to hip height. Give me a tiny point and a tiny circle in front and back. And then maybe that was a baseball-sized circle. Let's play basketball. March Madness, go the other way. And then biggest circle you can make, maybe the size of the ball you're on. And reverse. And relax. Bend that top knee. You can bring the bottom leg down. Give that hip a little love if that would feel good. Rotate it in and out, nice and slowly. And then we'll switch to the other side. So you're on your knees, your left hip leans in, right leg on top in front, left leg behind, both straighten. I'm going to use that bottom hand to help come up, top hand on my shoulder. A little more action, it extends. A little more action, fingertips on the bottom hand or shoulder or straight. We leave it up, lift, 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 and relax. And then that arm can come up and over, get a little ball underneath you. Sorry, sounds weird. All right, and then we just go a little bit further so we can put that left hand down, stack those legs up. Top leg up to hip height, point the toe, baseball-sized circles, baseball season just opened, and reverse. And then we're still playing basketball, and reverse. And then ball-sized circles, and reverse. And relax. Well, you can bend to both knees, let that top hip come forward. If it felt good to give it a little rotation, do that. Then we're going to turn, so we're supported by the ball right behind us into a really scrunchy little position. You can let your head rest on the ball, arms out. Passive stretch, a little more, you bring it underneath you. You guys, I'm not going to do this today, but if you want to go further, you roll up and over so your head is hanging off the ball and your chest is expanding even more. And then just roll your way up, bring that ball underneath you, and I'm going to scoot back to center. All right, and we're right on top of that ball. So we're going to stretch here. It is a little more challenging to stretch on the ball, but you can use your hands to help you grow tall. So all we're going to do initially is take that left ankle across the right thigh. Notice if you rolled into the ball, press through your arms to grow tall. And again, I can just shift my hips back and increase the stretch on that left hip. Sit up and take that left leg all the way across. It's all you need to do, but if you want to add on Just give it a tug with the right hand. So not really a twist, more of just a deeper stretch. Uncross. Right ankle crosses the left thigh. And again, I'm going to press tall and hinge forward. And then cross that leg all the way over. If you want to, give a little tug. Beautiful. And then we'll go to a wider stance. Grab hold of those knees, roll back like a cat so that whole tailbone tucks, whole spine tucks. And then extend forward, opening in your cow, opening that whole chest. And rounding and opening. And rounding and opening. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. So keep those legs a little bit wide. Give yourself a nice little bounce, but very controlled. So you're not like flop, flop, flop. Upper body is very stable. So it's almost like you're lifting off the ball. You're not just bouncing, because I'm taking all the fun away. In a moment, I'll count down from 4. Each time your bounce is going to get a little more aggressive. And when I get to 1, we're going to stand up. So 4, 3, 2, 1. Big ball day complete. Thank you guys.